Want respect? It's not about money, status, or shouting the loudest. Most people destroy it without even knowing. The secret? Small, powerful shifts you can start today. Imagine commanding a room without saying a word, earning trust with every move, and turning heads just by being you. In this video, we'll uncover 6 Stoic-inspired changes that flip how people see you, from invisible to unshakable. Some will surprise you, others might sting, but they all work. Stick around. By the end, you'll hold the keys to respect that lasts. Respect is something everyone craves, yet few truly attain. The harsh reality is that most people unknowingly sabotage their own respect, not through grand failures, but through small, everyday actions. It's not about wealth, status, or forcing admiration from others. Instead, it's the subtle habits you practice daily that determine whether people take you seriously or dismiss you entirely. One of the most powerful changes you can make to transform how others perceive you is simple yet profound. Never break a promise, no matter how small. This principle, rooted in Stoic wisdom, might unsettle some, but its impact is undeniable. Your word is your essence. It outweighs your appearance, your bank account, or your social standing. Yet, many treat their promises like loose change, tossing them out carelessly and forgetting them just as quickly. I'll be there at 7, they say, only to stroll in at 7:30. Let's hang out soon, they promise, but never follow up. I'll start my diet Monday, they declare, only to be munching fast food by noon. These might seem trivial, but every broken promise sends a message. I don't value my own words. And if you don't take your commitments seriously, why should anyone else? People may not call you out, but they notice. Over time, they stop trusting you, quietly writing you off as unreliable. Consider a friend I once knew. Let's call him Mike. He was charming, funny, and the life of every gathering. But his word was worthless. He'd promise to call and wouldn't. He'd swear to be on time, yet always arrived late. He'd commit to plans, only to cancel last minute. At first, people shrugged it off, saying that's just Mike. But eventually, the excuses wore thin. No one confronted him. They simply stopped believing him. That's the silent danger of breaking promises. It doesn't always spark a dramatic fallout. Instead, people smile, nod, and move on, but deep down, they no longer respect you. Once that trust erodes, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. On the flip side, keeping your promises, especially the small ones, builds respect rapidly. The most admired individuals aren't the loudest or the flashiest. They're the ones who do what they say, every time. If they say they'll meet you at 6, they're there by 5:55. If they promise an email, it's sent before you ask. If they vow to hit the gym, they're there at dawn. This reliability stands out in a world where most can't even stick to their own resolutions. It's rare, and rarity commands value. When you consistently follow through, people see you as dependable, a trait that naturally earns their esteem. The hardest promises to keep, though, are the ones you make to yourself. How often have you told yourself, I'll wake up early, or I'll start that project this weekend, only to let slide? Each time you break your own word, you chip away at your self-respect. You begin to see yourself as someone who doesn't deliver, and that belief becomes a cycle. But the reverse is just as true. Honoring your personal commitments builds self-trust. You stop making excuses and become someone who acts. That inner strength radiates outward, compelling others to respect you. Imagine if every promise you made was legally binding, enforceable by others. Would you still throw out casual commitments? Or would you choose your words with care, ensuring you could stand by them? People don't respect empty talk. They respect action. Say what you mean what you say, and follow through every time. In the end, the most respected aren't the richest or the most charismatic. They're the ones whose words carry weight because they always back them up. That's the Stoic path to respect. Respect isn't handed out freely. It's earned through the way you navigate life's challenges. Many unknowingly undermine their own respect, not through obvious missteps, but through subtle, daily habits. It's not about projecting wealth or dominance. It's about the quiet choices that shape how others see you. One of the most transformative shifts you can make, drawn from Stoic wisdom, is to control your reactions. This might challenge some, but its power to elevate your presence is undeniable. Most people believe strength lies in being loud, aggressive, or commanding a room. That's a misconception. Real power stems from mastering your responses. Think of those who instantly earn respect when they enter a space. They're rarely the ones shouting, overreacting, or unraveling over trivialities. They remain calm, composed, and in command, no matter the chaos around them. Contrast this with the majority, who are slaves to their emotions. An insult sparks instant rage. A traffic jam fuels hours of complaints. A delayed text spirals into overthinking. This isn't strength, it's weakness. When every minor trigger dictates your mood, you're not in control. Circumstances are. I once knew a boss, let's call him James. He was sharp, successful, and ran a thriving company. But he couldn't rein in his emotions. One day, an intern's typo in an email set him off. He yelled, slammed his desk, and turned red, a caricature of fury. The office froze, staring. Afterward, no one took him seriously. You'd think such an outburst would assert dominance, but it did the opposite. It painted him as erratic, someone to tiptoe around, not respect. His emotions ruled him, not the other way around. Now compare that to David, a colleague in a similar situation. When a mistake occurred, he paused, looked at the culprit, and said calmly, "Fix it, and don't let it happen again." No drama, just authority. People listened because his restraint commanded attention. The truth is, overreacting hands your power away. Top leaders, CEOs, generals, statesmen don't unravel under pressure. They know the calmest person wins. When someone provokes you and you stay steady, you triumph. When chaos erupts and you remain collected, you lead. When others panic and you hold firm, you become the anchor. This emotional discipline sets apart those who naturally draw respect from those ignored. Losing control signals fragility. Mastering it radiates strength. I wasn't always this way. I used to snap at disrespect, stew over setbacks, and vent when life veered off course. No one saw me as a leader then, just someone easily rattled. That changed when I met Mark, an entrepreneur who redefined power for me. An employee's blunder cost thousands, yet Mark didn't flinch. He leaned back, nodded, and said, "Okay, how do we fix it?" His composure was magnetic. From then on, I treated self-control like a skill to hone. I stopped feeding arguments, breathed through stress, and let provocateurs tire themselves out. The respect I gained was striking. To command respect, train yourself to respond deliberately. Pause 5 seconds before replying to a trigger. Those moments prevent regret. Ignore those fishing for a reaction. Their words collapse under your silence. Master your face and body. No flinching or frowning, just calm neutrality. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Most times it doesn't. Silence can be your strongest move. It unnerves others while you stay unshaken. Power isn't about who shouts loudest. It's about who stays in control. Overreact, and you surrender the room. Stay steady, and you own it. People don't admire those scrambling for dominance. They revere those who already possess it. That's the Stoic secret. Control your reactions, and respect follows effortlessly. Respect isn't a gift bestowed upon you. It's a reflection of how you live. Many erode their own respect without realizing it, not through glaring flaws, but through quiet, persistent habits. It's not about wealth, titles, or forcing admiration. It's the small choices that define your worth in others' eyes. One of the most liberating shifts, rooted in Stoic wisdom, is to stop trying to impress others and focus on impressing yourself. This might feel counterintuitive, but its ability to transform your presence is profound. Most people live like desperate salespeople, endlessly pitching their value to anyone who'll listen. Look at my car, they boast. Check out my job, they hint. Notice my achievements, they plead, craving a nod of approval. It's exhausting, inauthentic, and worst of all, it repels respect. The harder you chase validation, the less people value you. When your self-worth hinges on others' opinions, you're admitting, I need you to tell me I'm enough. That's not strength, it's insecurity. And the moment people sense that fragility, respect vanishes. I used to be that person. In my early 20s, I'd bend over backward to win approval. In conversations, I'd slip in achievements, hoping for a reaction. With friends, I'd subtly flex, masking it as humility. I thought this made me likable, but I didn't see the respect slipping away. Then I met Chris at a networking event. He was wealthy, connected, and effortlessly cool. Not because of what he said, but what he didn't. While others hyped themselves up, Chris just listened, relaxed, unbothered by the need to prove anything. Everyone gravitated to him. That's when it clicked. The most compelling people don't try to impress. They're too busy being impressive to themselves. When you stop seeking approval and turn inward, everything shifts. You stop running after praise and start drawing it naturally. Confidence surges because you no longer need a crowd to feel whole. The switch from, I hope they like me, to I hope I like me rewires your entire approach. People respect you not because you demand it, but because they sense you don't require their validation. It's a quiet power that speaks louder than any boast. Trying to impress others backfires. Flash your wealth, and they'll assume you're compensating. Tout your successes, and they'll question your belief in them. Beg for approval, and they'll see you as incomplete. It's a trap. The more you try, the weaker you appear. Look at the world's most respected figures. Athletes, innovators, leaders. Do they clamor for attention? No. They work hard, head down, letting their deeds do the talking. That's the key. Be so good you don't need to say it. Results outshine words every time. Ask yourself, would I respect me? If the answer's no, forget the crowd. Build a life that earns your own admiration. Stop trumpeting your wins. Just win. The more you grind in silence, the louder your success echoes. Detach from praise and criticism alike. Living for applause means dying by disapproval. Act for your own reasons, not for applause or optics, but because it aligns with who you aim to be. Skills trump status. Fleeting admiration fades, but real competence endures. Most are stuck chasing validation, a cycle that keeps them small. Break free. Focus on earning your own respect, and you'll unlock something greater than fleeting praise. Authentic power. Respect doesn't come from proving yourself to the world. It flows from knowing yourself. The more you prioritize that, the more others respect you, not because you tried, but because you didn't have to. That's the Stoic way. Impress yourself, and the world follows naturally. Respect isn't something you're given. It's something you claim through your actions. Many diminish their own respect without noticing, not through major blunders, but through subtle, everyday patterns. It's not about being the smartest or most accomplished. It's the quiet choices that signal your strength. One of the most impactful shifts drawn from Stoic wisdom is to make decisions quickly. This might unsettle those who overthink, but its power to boost your credibility is undeniable. People often believe respect hinges on always choosing correctly. They agonize over options, hesitate, and dread mistakes, thinking perfection is the goal. But here's the stark truth. Indecision damages respect far more than a wrong choice. Nothing erodes trust faster than someone who can't commit. The friend who takes forever to pick a restaurant? Irritating. The colleague who shrugs? I don't know, you decide. Draining. The leader who delays with I'll think about it? Useless. Hesitation screams uncertainty, while decisiveness radiates strength. Confidence, not flawless logic, is what inspires trust. I learned this the hard way. I used to overanalyze everything. Every choice came with a dozen opinions and endless second-guessing. Then, at a networking event, I got a wake-up call. I had a shot to pitch myself to someone influential. He asked, "What do you do?" Instead of answering firmly, I stumbled, hesitated, and rambled. His interest faded before my eyes, not because my work lacked value, but because I didn't sound sure of it. That moment hit me. If I don't trust my own voice, why would anyone else? From then on, I trained myself to decide fast and stick to it. The change was night and day. More respect, more opportunities, more self-assurance. Decisiveness matters more than perfection. When a leader wavers, faith crumbles. When someone fumbles a choice, they seem unsteady. If you can't pick a meal, how can anyone trust you with bigger stakes? People don't follow the most brilliant mind. They follow the one who acts first with conviction. Even if you're wrong, a swift decision lets you adapt faster than stalling ever will. Hesitation keeps you stuck. Action moves you forward. There's no such thing as a flawless choice. Most hesitate because they're chasing an impossible ideal, but 80% of the time, any decision beats none. Too many options paralyze. Narrow it to 2 and pick one. Set a limit. Give yourself 60 seconds, then commit. Trust yourself. Mistakes teach more than an action ever could. Once you decide, own it fully. Waffling after a choice is worse than never choosing at all. Doubt drags you back. Resolve propels you ahead. I saw this in action with a friend who thrived on quick calls. At work, he'd face dilemmas others mulled over for days. He'd wait briefly, decide, and act. Was he always right? No, but his team respected him because he moved them forward while others lingered. Contrast that with a boss I had who'd delay every verdict, leaving us in limbo. His indecision bred frustration, not trust. Speed won respect, stalling lost it. If you want people to take you seriously, ditch the overthinking. Stop fearing errors and start trusting your gut. The world doesn't wait for the hesitant. It rewards the bold. Decide, act, and adjust as needed. Respect doesn't come from endless deliberation. It flows from the courage to choose and stand by it. That's the Stoic edge. Hesitation kills respect, but swift decisions build it. People don't follow the one who knows everything. They follow the one who steps up first. Make your move, and respect will follow. Respect isn't something you passively receive. It's something you earn through deliberate action. Many erode their own respect unknowingly, not through obvious failures, but through subtle habits that shape perception. It's not about wealth or charisma. It's the understated moves that define your standing. One of the most overlooked yet powerful tactics, rooted in Stoic wisdom, is to be the one who ends conversations first. This might feel unnatural at first, but its ability to elevate your presence is striking. Most people don't realize that who ends a conversation holds the reins. It's an unspoken dynamic. The one who decides when it's over sets the tone. Yet, the majority linger, clinging to every last second, hoping the other person stays engaged. They wait for a gotta go from the other side or let the exchange fizzle out awkwardly. This kills respect, dragging on signals neediness, a subtle plea for attention that screams low value. Think of the most respected people you've met. Did they ramble endlessly or overstay their welcome? No, they were sharp, purposeful, and left before the energy dipped, making them unforgettable. I used to be the lingerer. Years ago, I'd stretch conversations, eager to be liked. I'd keep talking, waiting for the other person to wrap it up, thinking it kept me relevant. Then I noticed something. The people I admired always exited first. They'd say, "Good talking, I've got to run," and leave smoothly. It wasn't rude, it was magnetic. It left me wanting more. Meanwhile, those who hung on too long felt desperate, as if my attention was a prize they couldn't lose. Neediness never earns respect. Control does. Ending first flips the script. When you walk away at the peak, you create intrigue. You signal your time is precious, not something to squander. People don't respect those who squeeze every drop from an interaction. They value those who know their worth. Take a boss who cuts a meeting short. They're seen as decisive. A friend who steps away from an argument first, they're the stronger one. Someone who doesn't loiter in social settings, they're mysterious, compelling. Lingering makes you forgettable. Leaving first makes you a presence. The trap is overvaluing your role in a conversation. Most assume they want more of me, when often it's just politeness keeping them there. I learned this painfully, chatting with someone who'd clearly checked out while I prattled on. Contrast that with a mentor I knew. Mid-talk, he'd say, "All right, catch you later," and go. It was effortless, cool, and left everyone respecting him more. He didn't need to cling. He controlled the frame. Mastering this is simple but potent. End at the high point when the energy is strong, not fading. People will remember the talk as electric. Use a crisp exit. Got to run. Let's connect soon, then leave confidently. Don't apologize or dawdle. Decisiveness is key. Leave them wanting more. When you exit first, they feel your absence, not relief. Practice this, and the shift is immediate. It works everywhere: business, friendships, even dating. At first, it might feel odd, but soon it's second nature. Respect hinges on control, not duration. Waiting for others to end exceeds your power. Taking the lead claims it. The most respected don't overstay. They know when to walk away. That's the Stoic move. Don't cling to conversations, command them. And first, and you're not just part of the exchange, you define it. People don't admire those who hang on. They respect those who leave with purpose. Step away and watch your influence grow. Respect isn't a prize you're handed. It's a quality you cultivate through your actions. Many diminish their own respect without realizing it. Not through loud missteps, but through quiet, habitual choices. It's not about status or eloquence. It's the subtle ways you carry yourself that shape how others perceive you. One of the most potent yet underused tools drawn from Stoic wisdom is to own your silence. This might feel daunting to some, but its power to command respect is unmatched. Most people fear silence. They think if they're not talking, explaining, or filling every gap, they'll lose attention. So they ramble, over-explain, laugh nervously, or rush to respond. This doesn't project strength, it betrays weakness. The need to constantly speak stems from insecurity. If I'm quiet, they'll think I'm awkward or dull. But the opposite is true. Excessive chatter dilutes your words. Silence amplifies them. The most powerful people don't scramble for the spotlight. They wield stillness like a weapon. Think of someone you admire. Do they babble endlessly, or do they speak only when it matters, drawing every ear when they do? I used to dread quiet moments. In conversations, I'd fill every pause. Fearing the silence made me seem slow or unengaged. If asked a question, I'd blurt an answer instantly, thinking hesitation was a flaw. Then I saw it done differently. In a meeting, a colleague faced a tough query. Instead of jumping in, he sat back, thought for a moment, and stayed calm. The room leaned in, hanging on his eventual words. That's when I realized silence isn't a void, it's a force. From then on, I practiced it. The results were startling. People listened harder, I felt steadier, and I stopped needing to prove myself. Owning silence shifts everything. When you pause before speaking, your words gain weight. People tune in because you've made them wait. It projects presence. Unafraid of quiet, you appear unshakable, in control. That's real power. When you only speak when necessary, your absence is felt, making what you say resonate. Plus, it curbs mistakes. Most blunders come from rushing to fill the void. Silence lets you think, cutting out fluff, and sharpening your point. The trick is flipping how you see it. Most avoid silence because it exposes them. The powerful embrace it because it elevates them. Take a room full of voices. The loudest rarely holds sway. Watch closely. The one who speaks least, but with purpose, owns the space. I've seen it. A leader says little, yet when they do, it lands like thunder. Contrast that with the chatterbox, dismissed as noise. Less is more when it's deliberate. To master this, start small. Next time you're asked something, wait 2 or 3 seconds before replying. It signals thoughtfulness, not haste. If someone baits you, say nothing. Their discomfort grows while you stay steady. Cut the excess, say what matters, then stop. No over-explaining. Let your words stand alone. Notice who dominates a talk. It's often the weakest, craving validation. The strong choose when to speak, not out of need, but intent. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength most miss. People talk to be heard. The powerful stay quiet until they're ready. When you stop fearing the pause and start owning it, the shift is uncanny. Listeners lean in, you feel grounded, and you never beg for attention again. That's the Stoic edge. Real power doesn't shout. It compels others to listen. Own your silence. And respect doesn't just come. It seeks you out. Respect isn't something you wait for. It's something you seize. These 6 Stoic-inspired changes prove it. Never break a promise, no matter how small, to build unshakable trust. Control your reactions to own any room. Impress yourself, not others, for authentic power. Make decisions fast to show strength. End conversations first to signal your worth. And master silence to command attention without a word. These aren't just tips. They're a blueprint to shift from overlooked to undeniable. Small actions, colossal results. If this sparks something in you, don't stop here. Subscribe for more weekly insights to elevate your mind and life. And if you believe others need this wisdom, share the video. Together, let's ignite a movement of real, earned respect. Your next level starts now.